How do you feel when the president says you're lying?
I'm not, and I'm willing to put myself out here. I've done the work. This is the best reporting you can do, or that I can do.
So that, of course, was Bob Woodward defending his new book, Fear, Trump in the White House, on The Late Show overnight. This thing's already a bestseller, officially out today, with some folks buying their copies at midnight here in Washington at this bookstore. You can see it there. Woodward's making the rounds on all these outlets just this week alone. He's going to be here on this network tonight at 9 Eastern on The Rachel Maddow Show and on Morning Joe tomorrow. Yes, it is kind of a media blitz, and the president seems to have noticed. He and the White House are pushing back big time on what they call a work of fiction. I'm joined now by criminal defense attorney and former New Jersey prosecutor Robert Bianchi, host with the Law and Crime Network. And with me on set, former Bill Clinton chief of staff Mac McLarty and Anita Kumar, Ken Vogel are also with us as well. Thank you all. Mac, let me start with you. The book, the anonymous New York Times op-ed, Bob Woodward getting out there on TV, the president clearly understanding that Bob Woodward is out on TV, has created this moment where even the president's family members are saying that circle of trust is getting real, real small. Here's Don Jr. just today.
I think there are people in there that he can trust. It's a much smaller group than I would like it to be.
Who do you trust?
Well, I'll keep that to myself.
And they're not family?
Well, obviously, yeah, I'm talking outside of family. Okay. I think that one goes without saying.
So shrinking circle of trust, do you think that's the right move for the president? Does he have any other choice?
That's usually not a good thing in a White House or any organization. It's a bubble in the White House anyway. And when you get that circle smaller, it becomes more insular. That does not lend itself to the right kind of atmosphere or the right kind of decision-making, Hallie, in a White House.
What is the other alternative for the president?
Well, he set the tone, so he's going to have to live with it. I think we prided ourselves, Richard Neustadt, the historian, said he felt that President Clinton had the most loyal cabinet. It was not because of fear. It was because of respect and communication. So I don't know whether the president can reset here in terms of his relationships or not, Hallie.
Let's talk strategy more broadly here. And I want to put back up that graphic that you appreciated that we showed a moment ago, all the places where Bob Woodward is out talking about his book, right?
It's a campaign.
It's his own campaign to sell this thing. I was at the press briefing yesterday with Sarah Sanders, and she was asked, are they going to compile a list of inaccuracies in that book? Because Bob Woodward is talking about the anecdotes that he has reported and stands by. The White House says, big waste of time for us to do that. Is she right?
Well, Bob Woodward takes a position. He's got the situations right, and he kind of fills in. He's a respected journalist. So I think this back and forth with Bob Woodward, that does not send a message to people of this country that the president and this administration is focused on their concerns. I don't think that's a winning battle for the White House.
I've been told, Anita and Ken, by folks that senior staffers around the president are like, listen, don't talk about it. Don't tweet about it. Lay off, because that'll starve it from the oxygen, as there are other big news stories that are now coming to the forefront. They want to be talking about the economy and all these other issues.
That's exactly what I'm hearing. It's a balancing act right now in the White House. So they're the staff are trying to say to the president, okay, we hear your concerns. We're doing something about it. But they don't want to stress it too much. They want to go on to the hurricane, to the midterms, and everything else they need to do.
But good luck getting the president.
Right, that's the challenge there.
Instead, what he is focusing on, to Don Jr.'s point, is figuring out who the leakers are and trying to root them out and determine who is in that circle of trust. That's sort of the way he's always operated in his businesses, in his campaign, and the White House. But outside sort of instigations like this make it worse.
Robert, the other pressure point for the president, of course, is the Russia investigation, something that he's been frustrated with for months. And now kind of a little bit of a twist. You had Omarosa releasing, former White House staffer, releasing another tape, a couple of them. The president can be heard with Sarah Sanders and Hope Hicks talking about the so-called Steele dossier and Hillary Clinton. I want to play that for you.
I think Hillary's getting killed now with Russia. The real Russia story is Hillary and collusion. Somebody told me, Hope, you told me it was $9 million they spent on the phony report.
Someone just said that she was far worse for the country than we thought. She didn't know her own campaign was spending $9 million.
Did you see? Nobody knows who spent it. No, I heard it was 9. I heard it was 5.7, but now they say it was 9. It was spent to a law firm. That way they can't trace it. But if they trace it, one thing in this business, they trace it.
So, Robert, is there anything that the special counsel might find useful from that recording or others like it, or nah?
Well, good morning, Hallie. First of all, you know I have been very critical of President Trump with respect to the interference, firing of Comey, the putting upon Sessions, the Mueller attacks. But I'll tell you what, I think this tape actually provides a defense to Donald Trump. And I think there's a lot of data points out there where he is indicating, hey, I had nothing to do with Russia collusion. It was Hillary Clinton. And remember, as a prosecutor in the Mueller investigation, you have to prove a corrupt purpose. Now, this is where they never got it with the Clinton investigation, and they don't get it here, Hallie. Prosecutors don't make defendants, especially at this level, dance on the head of a pin if they technically violate a law. They want to prove they did it purposefully and knowingly. And if Donald Trump, in my opinion, could just stop tweeting, stop writing letters on Air Force One, stop attacking Mueller, he would be in a much better position to say, hey, I wasn't involved in collusion. And if he believes that this investigation is wrong because he wasn't involved in collusion, then his actions could be deemed appropriate. I think Omarosa damaged him politically, but helped him legally.
Can you just explain that, though? I'm having trouble getting your link between why you think this recording helps the president.
Because in it, there's no indication in there. He's saying, I had nothing to do with collusion, basically. This is fake. Clinton is the one that had something to do with collusion. And Donald Trump keeps repeating this refrain over and over. Now, maybe his underlings had something to do with it. Look, these books, all this op-ed piece is showing chaos in the administration. A man who can't control his most loyal people. This all inures to his detriment, his benefit, rather, that he is saying that I'm not in control of these things. So if these people did these things, doesn't necessarily mean I did them. He believes Clinton is the one who is colluding with the Russians, not him. I think it helps him legally.
All right, Robert Bianchi, we'll see. Matt McClarty, thank you both for being on. I appreciate it.